Did you know that modern science is now seriously discussing the possibility of multiple universes, a concept they call the multiverse? It's a fascinating idea, suggesting our reality is just one of many. But what if I told you that 1,400 years ago, a sacred text already spoke of something similar? The Qur'an, revealed centuries before the Hubble telescope or quantum physics, speaks clearly and repeatedly about the existence of seven heavens. A mere metaphor for the vastness of space. Or a glimpse into a reality far more complex than we can imagine. A multiverse described long before its time. Let's start with what science is saying today. In the fields of theoretical physics and cosmology, the idea of a multiverse has gained significant traction. It's not just one single theory, but a collection of hypotheses. Some models suggest that our universe is like a bubble, floating in an ocean of other bubble universes, each potentially with its own unique laws of physics. Another idea comes from string theory, which proposes the existence of extra dimensions beyond the three spatial dimensions and one time dimension we experience. These theories paint a picture of a reality that is layered, complex, and far grander than what our senses can perceive. Now, it's crucial to remember, and we must be very clear about this. These are theories, not proven facts. They are mathematical and conceptual frameworks that scientists are using to explore the deepest questions about our existence. They represent the frontier of human curiosity, pushing the boundaries of what we know and what we think is possible. Now, let's turn our attention to the Qur'an. This ancient text mentions the concept of seven heavens, or samawat, not just once or twice, but multiple times throughout its verses. The language used is structured, deliberate, and consistent. For instance, in one chapter it says, "It is He who created for you all that is in the earth," and then He directed Himself to the heaven and made them seven heavens. In another, "Do you not see how Allah has created seven heavens in layers?" The descriptions are never framed as being imaginary or allegorical fables. Instead, they are presented as a statement of fact about the nature of creation. The Qur'an describes these heavens as being built one above the other in distinct tiers or layers. This consistent, structured description invites us to consider its meaning deeply. It doesn't just mention a vast sky. It specifies a number 7 and a structure layers. This detail has captivated scholars and thinkers for centuries, prompting a profound question. What exactly did this mean for its original audience, and what might it mean for us today? This brings us to a fascinating point of contemplation. Is the mention of seven heavens a metaphor? Or is it a description of a literal physical reality? Throughout Islamic history, scholars have explored both possibilities. Some have interpreted seven heavens as a powerful metaphor. In this view, the number 7 in Arabic culture often signifies completeness or a large, indefinite quantity. So, 7 heavens could be a symbolic way of expressing the immense, incomprehensible vastness of God's creation, the endlessness of the cosmos. It's a way to humble us, to make us realize that what we see with our eyes is just a fraction of the whole. However, other scholars have held the view that the description is literal. They argue that the Qur'an's precise language points to a real, layered structure of existence beyond our own visible universe. They believe these are actual, distinct realms or dimensions created by God. What's truly remarkable is that the Qur'an itself doesn't force one single interpretation. It presents the information and then invites us to ponder, to reflect, and to contemplate. It opens a door for human intellect to explore, rather than closing it with a rigid absolute definition. This space for reflection is a key aspect of its message. Whether you see it as a metaphor or a literal structure, the idea of layers is fundamental to creation, and we see parallels everywhere in the natural world. Science itself reveals a universe built in layers. Think about our own planet Earth. It's not a uniform sphere. It has a core, a mantle, a crust, and it's wrapped in multiple distinct layers of atmosphere: the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Each layer has unique properties and a specific function, all working together to sustain life. When we look out into space, we see a similar layered structure. Our solar system is a layer within the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Our galaxy is part of the local group, which is part of the Virgo supercluster, and so on. Layers upon layers of cosmic structure from the planetary scale to the galactic. Even reality itself, according to some theories in physics, might be layered into multiple dimensions we cannot perceive. Layers exist everywhere. This universal principle of layered creation, which science continually uncovers, resonates powerfully with the Qur'an's description of 7 heavens built one on top of the other. It suggests a consistent pattern in the creative act, a signature design that can be observed from the smallest atom to the largest cosmic structures. Here, it's vital to clarify what the Qur'an is and what it is not doing. The Qur'an is not a science textbook. Its purpose isn't to provide scientific formulas or technical diagrams of the cosmos. Trying to use it to prove modern scientific theories misses its primary function. The Qur'an's goal is much deeper. It aims to shift our perspective, to awaken a sense of wonder and awe about the universe and our place within it. When it mentions the sun, the moon, the stars, or the 7 heavens, it's not for an astronomy lesson. It's an invitation to reflect. It asks us to look at the signs in creation and ponder the power and wisdom behind them. The Qur'an isn't here to replace science. It's here to provide a framework of meaning within which scientific discovery can be appreciated. It encourages us to use our intellect, to observe, to think, and to learn about the world, but to always do so with a sense of humility and reverence for the creator of it all. It's about perspective, not prediction. So why does any of this matter today in our modern, technologically advanced world? It matters because as science progresses, it continually reveals a universe that is more complex, more intricate, and more mysterious than we ever imagined. Every discovery seems to open up a dozen new questions. From the bizarre world of quantum mechanics to the vast, dark voids of space, we are constantly reminded of how little we truly know. Our knowledge, as vast as it may seem, is finite. The Qur'an's message about the unseen, about the layers of creation beyond our perception, serves as a timeless reminder of this fact. It fosters a sense of intellectual humility. It encourages us to be seekers of knowledge, but to do so without the arrogance of assuming we can ever know everything. In a world often dominated by certainty, this message invites us to embrace the mystery of existence, to recognize that there are realities that may lie forever beyond the reach of our instruments and equations. This perspective is not meant to discourage scientific inquiry. On the contrary, it enriches it, giving it a deeper, more profound context. We are left with a question that echoes through the centuries, a question that bridges ancient scripture and modern cosmology. Are the 7 heavens simply a beautiful metaphor for the infinite, a poetic device to inspire awe? Or are they a sign, a 1,400-year-old hint at a layered reality, a multiverse that our science is only now beginning to theorize? The answer may not be as important as the contemplation itself. The Qur'an presents a vision of creation that challenges the limits of our imagination and reminds us that the universe is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine. As we gaze up at the night sky, we are forced to ask ourselves, in the grand scheme of all that is, how much do we really know? Thank you for watching.